questions on the quick check do we want to see, go over? Have questions about? Aaron? 3. Anyone else? 1. We can do this too. When I write the answer, I'm going to write it as 3 different ways. You'll see what that is here in a second. So the zeros would be wherever this crosses the x-axis. So one way you could write this as ordered pairs. 1, 0, and -3, 0. You can write them as ordered pairs. You could write them as a solution set. Remember least to greatest. Or I saw some of you writing it in factored form, which was also fine. So any of those would be okay. Questions on that first one? The third one, could either put in Desmos or put in your calculator. So I had this in there earlier. So if I put this in Desmos, what are your solutions? Does it cross the x-axis? No, so there are none. So no solutions would be the answer for number 3. Does anyone need another copy of the notes from last class, the quadratic formula notes? So we're going to go over any question that you wanted to see, go over, have questions about. So look at numbers 6 through whatever. Find any that you want to see, go over, have questions about. Maybe you tried, you just want to check, anything like that. Any others we want to see, go over, have questions about? This is your time to ask questions on how would we start this if you're not sure.
Look at number 16.
12. to start at 9, do 12, do 16. If any others come up that you want to see go over, we'll do those. So for number 9, first, this is not in standard form, it's not equal to 0. So you have two choices. Either move these two terms to the left or move this term to the right. It doesn't matter. I'm going to move 2x over just because it would be less work to move 1 over than 2. And then rearrange this so it's ax squared plus bx plus c. So negative x squared minus 2x plus 7. Then it's the same process. Label your A, B, and C. And I know the formula's on the back, so if you want to write it somewhere at the top so you have it, so you don't have to keep flipping back and forth. X equals negative B plus or minus the square root of B squared minus 4AC all over 2A. Except that line was not correct. So that way you don't have to flip back and forth to find the formula. So then we would start to put all of our numbers, coefficients in that formula. X equals negative B. So it's already negative, so we need another negative. As we start getting at the next one, I'll start skipping steps, and I feel like we did that last class too. Plus or minus the square root of. So you could go ahead and make that plus now, or you could wait till the next step, either or. Negative 2 squared. You could make that 4 or wait till the next step. Minus 4 times A, which is negative 1, times C, which is 7. All over 2 times negative 1. And then start to simplify. So this would become positive 2 plus or minus the square root of 4 minus, what's negative 4 times negative 1 times 7? Positive 28, so not minus, plus. And then when we add 4 and 28, we should get 32. No space. Is 32 a perfect square? If we took the square root of 32, when we get a whole number. So then we're just going to separate it and rewrite it. I'm going to write this in tens box because I'm running out of space. So curly bracket, 2 minus the square root of 32 all over negative 2, and 2 plus the square root of 32 all over negative 2. Questions on that one? So then for example 12, we're going to do the same process. Label your A, B, and C. And then start to put it in your formula. X equals negative B plus or minus the square root of 7 squared would give us what? 49. minus 4 times A, which is 2, times C, which is negative 9, all over 2 times A, which is 6. And start to simplify. We have 49. What's negative 4 times 2 times negative 9? Double check that. Positive 72. Add 49 and 72 together, what do we get? Plus. I feel like someone said it, but I didn't hear. Is 121 a perfect square? Yes. What is the square root of 121? 11. So then we would separate this into 2. I'm going to write this in 11 spot. I'm running out of space. X equals negative 7 minus 11 all over 4, and negative 7 plus 11 all over 4. What would that first one be?
Negative 4.5.
So this will give us negative 18 divided by 4. If we simplify that, it'd be negative 18 over, simplify, negative 9 over 2, which is negative 1.5. What would the second one be? Say that again. Add these first, then divide. Sometimes they're the same, but sometimes they're not. Yep. Because negative 7 plus 11 will give us 4. Divide, we get 1. Questions on that one? So then we'll have time to start 16 but not finish it. We'll finish it when we get back from lunch. But starting, what would we do first? Or what would we have to do first? You were right. Move what? So you have choices. You can either move these 2 over or these 3 over. It's your choice. I'm going to move the 2 instead of 3. It would be a little less work. So we would have to subtract the 3x squared to both sides and subtract the 7x to both sides. So that on this side we have 0, and on this side we have negative 2x squared minus 9x plus 4.
Like, if we move the 3 on the other side and we end up with opposite symbols, so as long as we get the same solution.
Yeah, you should get the
Yeah.
same solution either way.
Okay.
Right. Label your A, B, and C, and then we'll stop there. So we rearranged, we labeled. Now we just have to put everything into the formula. be x equals negative b, but it's already negative, so we can make that positive, plus or minus the square root of, what's negative 9 squared? Negative 9 times negative 9. What's negative 9 squared?
81.
Minus 4 times negative 2 times 15. All over 2 times negative 2. Then we can start to simplify. X equals 9 plus or minus 81. What's negative 4 times negative 2 times 15? 120. Okay. And then if we add those two together, is 201 a perfect square? No. So we would just separate it. 9, curly brackets, 9 minus the square root of 201 all over negative 4, and 9 plus the square root of 201 all over negative 4. Any others we want to see, go over, have questions on?
I have a question about the relation.
Okay.
Does it matter what order it's going to be negative or positive?
These degrees. So that's why I always put the minus first. Other questions on that or other questions in general? On the back of your quick check, I would write this problem down. We're going to go through a couple of the concatenating problems. So start off by writing this one down. 3x minus 9x squared equals negative 10. With the Khan Academy quizzes, it prefers that you move anything over to the left so that it equals 0 on the right. But if you didn't do that, I would show you how to do that, I think, on the next one. So how would we get rid of the negative 10? What would we have to do to this negative 10? Right now it's not in the right format, so what do we do first?
Move it.
Move what?
You move the x, well, the 3x and the 9x.
We could do that, but Khan Academy likes it better when you move it over here. So add 10. So negative 9x squared minus 3x plus 10 equals 0. And then the process is the same. Label your A, B, and C. And then we have x equals negative b, but it's already negative. Plus or minus square root of, what would b squared be? 9. minus 4 times negative 9 times 10 all over 2 times negative 9. And then simplify. Negative 4 times negative 9 times 10 would give us what? We have 3 plus or minus 369. Is that a perfect square? It's not a perfect square, and our answer doesn't match one of these. They have simplified it more. We have not learned how to do that. So in order to figure out which one it is, you can put it in your calculator and find the decimals and see which decimals match. So we're going to put this one in first. And you don't have to put in both. You can do the plus or the minus, doesn't matter. So if I put in 3 plus the square root of 369 all over negative 18, I would get this decimal. And then we have to figure out which other one has the same exact decimal. So which one do we think would be the answer? We can check them all, or we can start with one you think might be the answer. Any guesses? So let's say I pick B. Then I would put in negative 2 plus the square root of 13 all over negative 3. Those don't match, so it's not B. Someone pick the next one. So we want to try. Okay. So 7 plus the square root of 77 all over 2. That also does not match. So it has to be C or D. Which one do we want to try first? Okay. Negative 1 plus the square root of 41. All over negative 6. So then C has to work. Now, I did mess up in third period, and we may have to do it again, but we'll see. So let me see. I'm gonna do the actual math really fast and figure out which one it is, and then figure out what we did wrong, what I did wrong. It should have been the last one.
I wonder if I confused them.
Bear with me for 1 second while I figure this out. I know that in this one, D is the right answer, but I'm not seeing what I did wrong. I'll have to figure it out now. But what if you go back and watch the video from third period? What the issue was is we subtracted to the wrong side, or the side that Khan Academy prefers, and we ended up with a negative instead of a positive. But the answer was the same, so like we got the positive version of the answer, they got the negative version. And if you see that, even if it's different version, like this is positive but you got a negative, that would still be your answer. I am going to figure that out, why we got that one wrong, but not all of these are like that. Some of them you'll actually get the answer that's up there. So let's do this one, and then I'll go back and figure out why that one wasn't working. So if we were to do this one, we'd still have to get all of the x squares on the same side. You would still have to label, and then still have to do the formula. So x equals a negative negative would become a positive. Okay, let's try that again. 7 plus or minus the square root of 49 minus 4 times negative 10 times 1. All over 2 times negative 10. So we have 7 plus or minus 49 plus 40. and if we add the 2 in the middle, we get, or in the square root, 89. Is 89 a perfect square? No. And then, is this answer up here? Yes. Which one? B. So some of them, as you do the work, the answer will be up there. Some of them you'll have to check the decimals and see which one match. Questions about this? So for the remainder of class, you could be working on the following. Practice from the quadratic formula notes, Khan Academy from this week or next week or past. I'm going to pass out 2 reviews. You can work on either or. It's just more practice, which is why there's 2. If you need to finish a test and want to do that now, you can also be working on that.